In the afternoon and was cooking a simple meal for boys and herself. She gave the maid early leave because there is not much work. Perhaps she wanted to be alone for some time. Her messed up mind was seeking the solidarity in quiet home. When she was immersed in cooking, her phone buzzed, indicating a call from her sister-in-law, who was one of the closest friends of In from the college, who got married to In's big brother by an arranged marriage by In's help. In, hello, Chia. How are you? In asked in high-pitched, not wanted to show her that she is in bad mood. Chia. I am good, how are you all? In, we are doing fine. Siop, are you free now? Ik heard that your mill gone back. Dia asked, expecting a long complaint about her mill, but In chose stay quiet, not wanted to dwell on that topic more, cause it drains her energy. And yes. How do you know? Chia. I called Taehyung to invite for a weekend dinner with us, so he informed me as he is out of the town with her mother, so I called you. Chia lied. Actually, Taehyung deliberately called her to talk to you as your mood was off. He didn't explain her the reason, but she got the hint that something is off between you two. And nowadays, In kinda cut off from everyone, just being alone is her favorite thing. In, dinner for whom? In asked with no excitement in voice, just a formality. Chia. For us. You were very busy lately, so I decided a night stay with you. I want to share with you lots of things. In, but actually I am. And In wanted refuse, but Chia cut her off, well aware of what might In say next. Chia, don't give me any excuse, just be here till evening, otherwise I'll block your number. Bye. Without waiting for it, response, Chia disconnected the call, and In shook her head, knowing her friend's attitude well. When In and kids are having lunch, Taehyung called her, but before she can answer, Raun picked it, keeping the speaker on. Raun. Hello Dad, we are having lunch. What are you doing? Tae. Hello mate, champ. Eat well. Don't bother Mundas. In's heart etched, listening his tired voice, how he was faking his excitement in front of his cats. June. We don't bother Mama Dada. When are you coming back? I miss you. Tae smiled, wearing his sons are missing him already. Tae, how nice of you. I'll come very soon, buddy. Tae, where is Mama? Is she busy not eating with you? His voice was filled with concern, which made him feel something in her heart. Ted, can you pass the phone to Mama, baby? You are on speaker, Dada, she is listening you. Before Tae can say anything, In took the phone, canceling the speaker option. In, hello? Have you reached there? Ted. Yes, we reached just now. Silence from both sides, longing for each other, wanted to talk their hearts out, but the timing seems to be not appropriate. In, Tae, can we go to Jia's house for a day? Taehyung's eyes went wide, his heart stopped almost. Tae, are you still upset with me? We'll talk once I came back in. In got confused, then she recalled the car incident. She spoke up, shaking her head. In, no, it's not like that. Tae, then why you want go, babe? He asked, voice almost desperate. In, Jia called for dinner and night stay. Until you come, can I go? Tae, you are not lying, right? In, don't you trust me, baby? She knows why he is behaving like that, so she assured him. Tae, it's not like that. Go and come back before me, please. I can't be far from you. Finally he agreed, and the boys talked with him some more time about their school, and the call ended. In went to her brother's house, and Kai's got very happy to play with their favorite cousins there. They just forged it in also, and In and Chia talked about the casual topics at first, then finally focusing on the main topic. In was hesitating, but later she gave in. Sitting in balcony watching kids playing in the garden, they calmly talked one by one about her mill's behavior, how Taehyung's thoughts and actions were affecting her peaceful life, into Cha's, clearing her mind and lessening the burden of her own thoughts by sharing with her friend. 2 days flew away in a blink, and much-awaited day came when Taehyung was returning from his native. While helping In to pack her bags, Jia spoke up out of nowhere. Chayo, In, I think you should go alone. In turned to Ber, not understanding what to say further. In, where? Jia, to your house. Look, as you guys might get argued. No. You and T must have to talk a lot and clear things up. I'll handle the kids for a day. Anyway, they are not ready to leave their gang here, so you go and take your time. She'll try to resolve everything. If you sort things out fast, then I'll drop them. Don't worry about them, they enjoy more here than your home. In mind, Chiao was tense that maybe Yang and Taehyung could argue or behave rude with each other, which might not be appropriate for kids, so she wanted them to be with her. Listening to his explanation and got nervous all of a sudden. Fidgeting her fingers, she asked in a low voice, how can I face him alone? Jay chuckled at In's reactions, finding her cute. Chill, darling, you are forgetting that he is your husband, not a loin. He is madly in love with you. Just be brave and face him. Leave my boys here. After an eternity, it agreed to go alone, and the boys also stayed there willingly. Oder's side, Taehyung reached the home before he didn't want to rush her. He was bracing himself to face her angry side, or how to confront his wife that she forgive him completely. In enters the living room with a small bag. There was no maid in the home. She gave them 2 days off as she was going to Chia's house. She knew that Tai has reached the home by glancing at his car in the parking. With small and hesitant steps, she came to kitchen to drink some water to soothe her dry throat. There she got a little surprise. On the dining table there was beautiful bouquet of her favorite flowers, spreading their sweet fragrance in the air. She smelled them, filling her senses with their refreshing smell, and a small smile cracked at corner of her lips. After drinking some water, she headed to their shared bedroom, being ready for whatever is going to come on her way. It might be argument, harsh or rude behavior, or might be his hatred towards her. By the influence of his mother's words, she is ready to face. While climbing the stairs, she decided that she will not say him anything which may hurt his feelings or cause a trouble between him and his mother. She'll try to understand him and listen him patiently to save her little world, for her kids, for him, and for herself as well, because she can't imagine a life without him. The door creaked open, revealing a freshly bathed Taehyung, who was in his casual pyjamas busy combing his hair. When he sensed her presence, he took a sigh of relief because he heard the car stopping in the drive path, indicating that his wife is home. He was eagerly waiting for her to come to bedroom, but she took time more than he expected. He was scared. What if she directly goes to kid's room to avoid any conversation with him? Now both are staring at each other with lots of hidden feelings. Both scared of each other's reaction, and both are cautious not to trigger each other's strings. And you are early. I got stuck in traffic. Tess smiled awkwardly. That finally she breaks the silence. He knew that boys are staying in Ye's home, as she messages him beforehand saying, Ye's message, kids are staying here for a while. Talk to In and solve everything, whatever the issues are. She is looking very disturbed lately, so try be clear with her. Telling her they slept. He asked, acting innocent. In. No. She shook her head. In. They wanted to stay there with her, and Mark and Taehyung insisted, so do you mind? She asked him, trying to read his eyes. He shook his head in denial. Talk. Get fresh. I'll make some tea. For me? Do you want some? He knows that she doesn't like tea at nights, still he wanted to talk something. She shook her head and headed to washroom directly, and came back from the washroom taking a quick shower, wearing a comfortable pink soft silk nightgown which was reflecting her feminine side after a long time. T was standing at the window looking outside, sipping his tea. When he sensed her presence, he just gave her an advisable smile. He came to bed and lay there without saying anything. Other side, and was waiting for his confrontation, which he said many times. That we'll talk once I am back, but now he is all silent. She thought he must be tired from journey, so she let him take rest and also lay down on her side. Some moments passed, but sleep was nowhere to be found in room. He was just tossing from side to side, and In was well aware of that, but not finding any words to say. She wanted to break the ice between them, finally nodding her head to herself. She took her phone and opened the quote screenshot, which she saved in her gallery once, which she liked the most. send it to him, and kept her phone back on the side table and pretends to sleep, waiting for his reaction. His phone dinged with her message. After so many days, the name illuminates as Dar Wifi. He glanced at her once and opened her message, which was saying, "Author, I actually read it in some Insta post, and that time I used this quote to break the ice between me and my hubby, so this is not my line." Reading that, Taehyung's eyes glistens with unshed tears, and he turned around, throwing his phone somewhere, felling the commotion beside her, and turned to him, expecting he'll now talk to her, open his heart and listens her, and they resolved every tiny thing which hurted them both. But to her surprise, he didn't open his mouth to talk at all. He just looked directly at her eyes for some seconds, and then stared at his deep ocean eyes, which were now ready to spill so many pearls. But he just hugged her all of a sudden, as tightly as he can, as if she will run away if loses his grip around her. He held her back firm on the point where she can't even move an inch. Then he nuzzled his face into her neck, calming his tense nerves. He slowly straightened, kissed her neck, more of nibbling there with his lips, and got goosebumps all over her body, because it's been almost 3 to 4 months they get intimate. She held him back, hugging him and surrendering herself to him. In one swift motion, he lifted her body from the side and made her lay on top of him. For a second he looked at her, seeking any discomfort in her face. She nodded by pecking his lips, gave him a green signal. He continued what he straightened. He kissed her hard, satisfying his all longings from long time, smooching her lips and biting them in the process of desperation. He doesn't know how to claim her and how to cherish her, as he wanted to make himself believe that finally she is in his embrace. After all the chaos and trauma they are together, she is willingly responding to his kisses and hugs. After a breathtaking kiss, he made her lay under him, throwing his shirt without a millisecond delay. As in was also craving for his love, she raised her hands in front of him, indicating him that she wanted to and missed him as much as he did. She smiled at her action and removed her gown and tossed it on the floor, later getting rid of every piece of clothes. He kissed her slowly again on every sensitive sharp to her, the sharp which he knows obviously, making her own sharpening mess under him. He then gave her some dark hickeys to some precious piece sharps of her now trembling figure, because of his sweet assault, while still hovering over her. When the time came, he asked her in his husky and seductive voice, not giving her any choice, rather than simply nodding in his charmed head. "Baby, may I?" She showing nodded without looking at him, and the night went long while witnessing their love. Gore sharpens and sharpens, heavy and shifty breaths, when sharpers and skins sharps. He took his time to reach his sharper, and about him she was already on cloud 9, seeing stars in the winter's cloudy night. When they finished their business and slept almost immediately. As Tae held her near his heart all night, to the point his arm fall numb, and finally drifted into a sweet slumber, which she was needed the most. At early morning, Tae got up to use the washroom. When he made her sleep on the pillow, taking his hand back, she got up, jolting her body, as if waking up from a dream all of a sudden. He patted her head, saying, "Tate, come here, just sleep." She held his finger to hug him again, then he chuckled at her cute action and said, "Tae, baby, I want to use washroom." She loosened her grip, sleeping on his side of the bed to seek his warmth. When he came back, she was awake, but eyes still closed. Tae took her one hand and stuffed himself into her chest. She smiled lazily and traced her fingers in his hair and decided to ask him, "Ew, hubby," he just hummed in response. "You wanted to talk about something." But he backed away from her a little, just to see her face, still holding her waist in his long and firm hands. "Ted, forget about all of that. Whatever the reasons might be, we can't stay without each other, so why bother to discuss the unpleasant time? Tate, dragging the topic will cause more pain to us, so let it be. I promise I'll be more careful and be at your side in hard times, and you also don't just push me away from you, you know, more than your words. Your cold behavior hurted me. How my heart bleeds whenever I see you ignoring me like an unwanted roadside jerk. In's eyes prickled with tears while shaking her head and mumbling a tinny sorry. Argue with me, fight with me, curse me if you want, hit me, but never ever avoid me. Don't behave like I am some stranger to you, I am telling you. He glared at her, being all serious. And I promise to behave nicely with you and try to understand your point of view. In was nodding in between his threats, finding him more vulnerable and adorable at the same time. I promise, she said, and kissed him on the lips while Tae closes his eyes to enjoying her tender kiss, later reciprocating to that kiss, turning it in the morning makeout session. I'm sorry for everything and I love you, baby. Yin, I love you too, my big baby. We'll surprise the boys by taking them amusement park later, okay baby? She nodded in teeny. Saying this, he hugged her again, and they slept for some more time to relax their emotions and heartbeats, which were equal and in rhythm now.